So if we are into the as far as the weights are concerned, so the nearest neighbor classifier should have a uniform weight. And when we have a uniform weight, at that time there are types of things that are possible with this. The first one is a weight that is uniform, which assigns the uniform weights to each the neighbors. And the second is a weight equal to distance, which assigns a weight proportional to the inverse of the distance. यानी कि जो डिस्टेंस निकला है उसकी इनवर्स असाइन करेगा वो, जब आप वेट इक्वल टू डिस्टेंस ले रहे हैं। और अगर weight is equal to uniform ले रहे तो it assigns the uniform weights to each neighbor. This is how the calculation goes on. So alternatively, user defined function of the distance can be supplied to compute the weights. So accordingly the KNN के अंदर weight uniform और weight equal to distance ऐसे दो options देकर हम calculations कर सकते हैं. Now, after finishing with the distance-based learning models, we have seen linear models, we have seen distance-based models. So linear models in which there is a relationship, a linear relationship between the inputs. So we have seen that ax1 plus bx2 and y is equal to f of x plus f of x plus mc. So, and second one is distance-based model. We have seen that how the distance based metrics are used, like Manhattan is there. Second, your Euclidean distance is there. So we have seen that how Euclidean distance is a very good option as far as KNN is concerned. Now, after the linear models and distance-based models, we are going to go with association rule mining. Now, this concept is we can take an example of this concept is what this association rule mining will is a typical example of a market based analysis. So how the market goes ups and downs, whether it remains constant, whether it goes up, whether it goes down. So the rules has to be set for that, for that the ups and downs. This is nothing but the association rule mining. So best example is a market based analysis. So the association rule mining finds the interesting associations and relationships among large sets of data items. So if you're having a large data sets and if you want to find out that association between the data points or the relationship between the data points, then association rule mining can be used. These rules actually shows how frequently an item set occurs in the transaction. And the typical example is a market-based analysis. Market-based analysis is one of the key techniques used by large relationships to show an association between them. It allows retailers to identify a relationship between the items that people buy together frequently. So we have already seen in a classification how market-based analysis is carried out. Now, suppose if I am going in a market and I am purchasing a bread, then what are the probabilities that I can buy? I can buy jam with that. So what will happen is that you will suggest me when I'm purchasing bread, you'll suggest me you also can buy jam, right? You can also buy a tea, right? So does it mean that there is some kind of relationships between the data set? But in this case, there is a relationship on a larger data set, if you could see that. So it will help the retailers as well as business people to find the relationship between the items that people buy together or buy together frequently. Given a set of transactions, we can find rules that will predict the occurrence of an item based on the occurrence of other items in the transaction. So based upon what I can purchase, you can make or find the rules that will help you to predict what he can buy next. If he is buying this, what he can buy next. Like example, one more example, if we can take that, if I'm in very fond of buying the electronic instruments, so there will be different suggestions from me to buy this also, है ना? there are different suggestions they can give. So it is completely a market based analysis. For that thing they have been actually setting some rules, and these rules are nothing but in order to find out the association between the products that customer is buying. So given a set of transactions, we can find the rules that will predict the occurrence of the items based on the occurrences of other items in the transaction. यानी एक आइटम खरीदी किया तो उसके ऊपर से और क्या जजमेंट लगा सकते हैं to find out the transaction. So in this way, if you can see that some of the parameters that are included as far as the association rule mining is concerned, then the first one is a support count. That is a frequency of occurrence of the item set, how frequently he is purchasing that item. Then frequent item set, an item set whose support is greater than or equal to the MINSEP threshold. So you do have kind of a threshold कि इतना अगर buy करते हैं तो इतना, मतलब you are going to set a threshold that whether what kind of products he is buying to that particular threshold, and then you give a suggestion. And then the third one is an association rule. That is an implication expression of the form x equal to greater than, x is greater than or equal to y, where x and y are the two item sets. So the implication rule is that if you're going to buy the x item greater than or equal to y, and these x and y are the two item sets, then I can set some kind of association rule to that. Rule evaluation metrics. So what are the rule evaluation metrics? How you're going to evaluate according to the rules that have been set? The first one is a support. The number of transactions that include item in x and y parts of the rules as a percentage of total number of transactions. ठीक है, तो x और y के हिसाब से हम ले रहे. It is a measure of how frequently the collection of items occurs together as a percentage of all transactions. So आपने x में क्या buy किया, y में क्या buy किया, तो total number of transactions कितने हो गए. So फिर how frequently उसने वो लिया, और वो जो आइटम्स लिया बेस्ड अपॉन ऑल ट्रांजैक्शंस. मतलब मैंने अगर 10 खरीदी की है, उसमें से 4 अगर मेरे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोडक्ट्स है, सो उस 4 डिवाइडेड बाय 10 के हिसाब से मेरा ट्रांजैक्शन कैसा होगा वो कैलकुलेशन किया जाएगा. Then support, that is sigma x plus y equal to total. It is interpreted as function of transaction that contains both x and y. So पहले x का निकालेंगे, फिर y का निकालेंगे, and then if you want to calculate the total x plus y also. Then the confidence C is there. It is the ratio of number of transactions that includes all items in B, as well as number of transactions that include all in A, to the number of transactions that is included all A. मतलब क्या, A में जो खरीदा है वो प्लस B में जो खरीदा है वो डिवाइडेड बाय A में जो खरीदा है वो, ये जो मिलके आपको देगा वो देगा कॉन्फिडेंस, दैट इज C. Then the confidence x equal to or greater than y equal to support x unity of y divided by support of x. So सबसे पहले ये जो support है वो divide करना है support of x को. So it measures how often each item in y appears in transaction that contains items in x. So obviously when I'm been saying that this confidence x is greater than or equal to, that means I am calculating two supports. One is a support of between x and y, means x y is in appears in the x also, divided by support of x. So that is going to give me the confidence of x greater than or equal to y. So these all are nothing but the evaluation metrics. So जैसे हमने algorithms में भी मैट्रिक्स देखा, रिग्रेशंस के क्लासिफिकेशन में मैट्रिक्स देखा, तो उनमें भी हमने जैसे कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स था, लॉग लॉस था, उसके बाद में आपने एक्यूरेसी देखा, सेंसिटिविटी देखा, स्पेसिफिसिटी देखा, कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स देखा, तो उनमें भी मैट्रिक्स थे. तो इसमें भी एसोसिएशन रूल माइनिंग को अगर आप फॉलो कर रहे हो तो आपको इवैल्यूएट करना चाहिए through different metrics. So these are some of the metrics. First one is support, that is finding S, support sigma x plus y, that is total. Then we are finding confidence C. And if you want to find out the confidence C, that is x greater than or equal to y, then I need to have a support of Y item appears in X divided by support to the X. This is how the rule evaluation matrix will take place. Then there are few more points which has been included in this. Then there is a lift. So if I say that lift I, that means the lift of the rule is X greater than or equal to Y, is the confidence of a rule divided by expected confidence, assuming that items set X and Y are independent of each other. So if I want to find out the lift of the rule, है ना, जैसे कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ द रूल हमने देखा, वैसे लिफ्ट ऑफ द रूल भी है, और उसके लिए आपको वही कंडीशन है x इज ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू y. अगर ऐसा आप निकाल सक रहे हो तो वो है आपका आइटम सेट x एंड y का इंडिपेंडेंट होना, एंड द एक्सपेक्टेड कॉन्फिडेंस कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड डिवाइडेड बाय द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ y. जैसे हम लिफ्ट ऑफ आई निकाल रहे वैसे लिफ्ट ऑफ एक्स ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू वाई भी निकालेंगे. दैट इज नथिंग बट द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ एक्स ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू वाई डिवाइडेड बाय सपोर्ट ऑफ वाई. सो इसका मतलब एक बार अगर मैंने कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ एक्स ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू वाई निकाला, सपोर्ट ऑफ वाई निकाला, क्योंकि सपोर्ट ऑफ एक्स निकाल सकते हैं तो सपोर्ट ऑफ वाई भी निकाल सकते हैं, इन दोनों को अगर आप डिवाइड करोगे तो आपको मिलेगा लिफ्ट. सो लिफ्ट ऑफ आई इज समवॉट डिफरेंट, whereas lift of x greater than or equal to y is different. So lift value near 1 indicates x and y are almost appear together as expected. Greater than 1 means that appear together more than expected, and less than 1 means they appear less than the expected. A greater lift value indicates stronger association. So ये values आपको बताने के लिए फायदेमंद रहेंगे कि ये x में ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड है या y में ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड है या x और y दोनों में भी इंटरेस्टेड है. इसके अलावा क्या उनके बीच में x और y के बीच में लेस एसोसिएशन है, मोर एसोसिएशन है, या फिर स्ट्रॉन्गर एसोसिएशन है. सो दीज मेट्रिक्स विल हेल्प यू टू फाइंड आउट the analysis of the data to take decisions. The association rule is very useful in analyzing the data sets. The data is collected using barcode scanners in supermarket. So we already know that how the market analysis goes. If you go in a mall, so there is a barcode and it has been scanned, and then the items plus its prices are noted down. So it is this association rule actually is very much useful in analyzing the data set. Such database consists of large number of transactions record which list all the items bought by the customer on a single purchase. So the manager could know if certain group of items are consistently purchased together, then use this data for adjusting the store layouts, cross selling promotions based on the statistics. So जैसे ही अभी कैसा रहता है, अगर आप मॉल में जाओगे तो आपको एक बात पता चलती है कि भाई रोज जो कस्टमर्स का इतना सारा डेटाबेस रहता है, बहुत, दे आर हैविंग अ वेरी लार्ज डेटाबेस. नाउ अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेटाबेस दे हैव कम टू नो दैट हाउ ईच कस्टमर इज बाइंग. So if he is buying continuously the same kind of item or same kind of product, so he can suggest next time if he comes with this product, you can also buy this product. So this is completely association rule mining is very much useful in the market analysis. So the whether it is a retailer or whether it's a very small or medium businessman, they can easily identify the people, identify the customers who are buying a particular product, and they can market accordingly. So this is for the market analysis completely. This is association rule mining. So after distance based, association based, linear based models, now we are moving to the tree based models, and that is nothing but the decision tree. Now this decision tree is we have already seen this decision tree. It is just what I'm doing is that I'm understanding the decision tree and I'm just differentiating it as a tree based model. So actually we have seen the algorithms in decision tree in unit number 2. So there were two things that we have studied. One is a decision tree and the second one is a random forest. Okay, so decision tree means what? If there is if I want to buy this, yes, no. If there is yes again, if I want to buy this, yes, no. Again, we'll go to the yes. If I want to buy this, yes, no. So the no will have the ending. That is a leaf node, right? So there is a tree node, there is a leaf node. So when you're going with the tree node, there will be always yes, no. But when it is a no, it is completely a leaf node. That is how the tree based model works out for the decision tree. So it is simply what we have understood as far as decision tree is concerned. It is just we are been dividing that algorithm under this tree based models. So the simplest and most commonly used method for doing is to minimizing the entropy, a measure of randomness within the data set, a maximizing information gain, the reduction in entropy that results from splitting on a given feature. So these are the things that is been based on tree based models. है ना? अगर आप ट्री बेस्ड मॉडल्स के अंदर डिसीजन ट्री को ला रहे हो, तो ट्री बेस्ड का काम करने का तरीका कैसे है वो पहले देखना पड़ेगा. सो वो क्या करता है, फर्स्ट मिनिमाइज करता है एंट्रोपी को, मेजर करता है रैंडमनेस विद इन द डेटा सेट्स, देन मैक्सिमाइज द इंफॉर्मेशन गेन, and it reduces the entropy that results in splitting on a given feature. So वो वाले एंट्रोपी को स्प्लिट करने से वो रिड्यूस करता है जो कि एम्बिग्युइटी में ला सकता है फीचर स्प्लिटिंग को. Will split on the feature that results in the highest information gain and then recompute entropy and information gain for the resulting output data set. For numerical features, we first sort the feature values in ascending order and then test each of the value as a threshold point and calculate the information gain of the split. So, वो data को split कैसे करेंगे? First उसकी splitting होगी. So the splitting ऐसे होगी yes and no में. Again we'll go to the no, then there is no further splitting, so it will be completely finishing. If it is in yes, again there are two parts, again it will split. In this way the splitting of the features will take place. So the information gain of that split can be easily calculated. The value with the highest information gain and will then be compared with each potential splits, and whichever has the highest information gain will be used at that node. So depending upon the gain which has been calculated while splitting, that is nothing but the gain, information gain of the splitting, the you can decide whether that node is ended or that node could be carried further. A tree can split on any numerical feature multiple times at different value thresholds, which enables decision tree model to handle the non-linear relationships quite well. So ये सिर्फ linear data ही नहीं बल्कि ये नॉन लीनियर डेटा को भी इजीली हैंडल कर सकता है. उसका सबसे बड़ा रीजन ये है कि इट कैन स्प्लिट एनी न्यूमेरिकल फीचर मल्टीपल टाइम्स एट डिफरेंट वैल्यू ऑफ द थ्रेशोल्ड्स. The second decision we need to make it when to stop splitting the tree. So ये कब तक स्टॉप करना है हमको स्प्लिट करने में, ये हमारा डिसीजन लेना बहुत जरूरी है. पहला डिसीजन ये है कि हम स्प्लिट कैसे कर रहे हैं, फिर इंफॉर्मेशन गेन निकाल के तय कर रहे हैं कि कितना गेन है अकॉर्डिंगली, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी आर गोइंग टू we have to decide whether when to stop this splitting the tree. So we can split until each final node has a very few data points, but that will likely result in overfitting or building model that is too specific to the database it is on the train. So एक चीज ये हो सकती है कि हम तब तक स्प्लिट करते चले जब तक लास्ट में बहुत कम डेटा पॉइंट्स बचा हो, लेकिन इसका रिजल्ट ये हो सकता है कि हम ओवरफिटिंग इशू में जा सकते हैं, या फिर ये भी हो सकता है कि हम बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक डेटा सेट को ट्रेन डेटा सेट्स को हम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं. This is a problematic because while it may make good predictions for that one data set, it may not generalize well to a new data, which is really a larger goal. So अगर train data के लिए काम कर रहा है, so it is not necessary that it will be good for the test data. So in order to combat this, we can remove the sections that have little predictive power and a technique referred to a pruning. So pruning कर सकते हैं हम. Pruning का मतलब क्या है कि जो information gain हमारा निकला है, जो बहुत कम information gain है, उसको हम रिमूव कर दे, और जिसके पास प्रेडिक्टिव पावर ज्यादा है, जो पॉइंट्स यानी जो गेन हमारा निकला है उसी को हम कंसिडर करें. सो प्रूनिंग से ये हासिल हो सकता है. सम ऑफ द मोस्ट कॉमन प्रूनिंग मेथड्स इंक्लूड्स सेटिंग ऑफ मैक्सिमम ट्री डेप्थ और मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ सैंपल्स पर लीफ और द फाइनल नोड. सो जो प्रूनिंग मेथड्स है जिसके थ्रू आप लिटिल प्रेडिक्टिव पावर और हाई प्रेडिक्टिव पावर निकाल सकते हैं, वो है मैक्सिमम ट्री डेप्थ और मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ सैंपल्स पर लीफ और फाइनल नोड. Now these are some of the advantages of the decision trees. There is a straightforward interpretation, good at handling complex and non-linear relationships, and some of the disadvantages are that predictions tend to be weak, singular decision tree models are prone to overfitting. So एक ही decision tree पे आप अगर काम करोगे, आपको बहुत सारा decision tree अगर ले रहे हैं, बहुत सारा डेटा सेट है, तो वो उसके लिए आपको काम में आएगा। मगर एक सिंगुलर डिसीजन ट्री मॉडल अगर एक बनाएंगे तो ओवरफिटिंग इश्यू को जा सकता है। So unstable as slight change in input data set can greatly impact the final results. So somewhat it is also unstable because if there is a slight change in the input data set, you can see that there are a lot of changes in the final results. So applications of the decision tree machine learning algorithm is the last point of tree-based models. They are among the popular machine learning algorithms that find great use in finance for the option pricing. These are some of the applications. Remote sensing is an application area for pattern recognition based on decision tree. Then decision tree algorithms are used by banks to classify loan applications by their probability of defaulting payments. Then comes Gerber Products, a popular baby product company, used decision tree machine learning algorithm to decide whether they should continue using the plastic PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride, in their products. Then Rush University Medical Center has developed a tool named called as Guardian that uses decision tree machine learning algorithm to identify at-risk patients and the disease trend. So lot of applications where decision tree can be used, but it is better to use for a larger data sets where there are a number of decision tree patterns are there. For a singular decision tree, it is not going to be good enough because it can prone to overfitting issue. So this is where we are going to stop today. We'll go with attendance. A, roll number 1. Roll number 2.
Present, sir.
3.
Present, sir.
4.
Present, sir.
5.
Present, sir.
6.
Yes, sir.
7. 8.
Present, sir. Yes, sir. Present.
Okay. 9.
Present, sir.
10. 11.
Present. Present, sir.
Okay. 13. 14.
Present, sir.
15.
Yes, sir.
16.
Yes, sir.
17. 18. 19. 20.
Present, sir.
21.
Yes, sir.
22.
Present, sir.
23.
Present, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25.
Present, sir.
26.
Present, sir.
27. 28.
Present, sir.
29.
Present, sir.
30.
Yes, sir.
31.
Yes, sir.
32. 33. 34. 35.
Present, sir.
36.
Present, sir.
37.
Present, sir.
38.
Present, sir.
39. 40.
Present, sir.
41.
Present, sir.
42. 43.
Present, sir.
44.
Yes, sir.
45.
Present, sir.
46.
Yes, sir.
47. 48.
Present, sir.
49.
Yes, sir.
50. 51. 52.
Yes, sir.
53.
Yes, sir.
54.
Yes, sir.
55.
Yes, sir.
56. 57. 58.
Yes, sir.
59. 58 is there?
Yes, sir.
59.
59 present.
Okay. 60,
Yes, sir.
61, 62,
60 present, sir.
63.
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Okay. 64,
Present.
65, 66,
Yes, sir.
67,
Present, sir.
68,
Yes, sir.
69,
Yes. Yes, sir.
70.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 71, 72,
Yes, sir. 65.
Sir,
65,
17.
17.
65.
Okay. 65 is there.
72.
72.
69.
60,
9.
69 is there.
32, sir.
Huh?
62.
32 is there. 62 is also there. Any number remaining?
10.
10 is there. किसका रह गया है और? Should I move?
18, sir.
18. Okay. Okay, we'll go with B. 1,
Present.
2,
27. Present.
3, 4.
3 present.
3 is present. 5,
Present.
6,
Present.
7, 8,
Present.
9,
Present.
10, 11,
Present.
12, 13,
Present.
14, 15,
Present.
16,
Present.
17, 18,
Present.
17.
Present.
Okay, 18 is present. 19,
Present.
20,
Present.
23, 21,
Present.
22,
Present.
20, 24, 25,
Present.
26,
Present.
27,
Present.
28,
Present, sir.
29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present.
31,
Present.
32, 33,
Present.
34,
Present.
35, 36,
Present, sir.
37,
Present.
38, 39, 40,
Present, sir.
41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46,
Present.
47,
Present, sir.
48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
Present, sir.
53, 54, 55, 56,
Present.
57,
Yes, sir.
58,
Present.
59, 60,
Present.
61, 62, 63,
Yes, sir.
64, 65, 66, 67, 68,
Yes, sir.
69,
Present, sir.
70. Okay. Any number missing out in B division?
39, sir.
Roll number 39 is there.
44.
44 is there. Any other?
Sir, roll number 3.
Huh? Hello?
Sir, 827.
827.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, B23.
B23. Hi. Okay.
B2.
Huh?
B2.
B2 is there.
B50, sir.
B50 is there. Okay. So we will stop here. That's all.